The Senate will come to order. The senators will please take their seats. Those persons not entitled to the privilege of the floor will retire to the gallery. The senators and all in attendance, please stand and be led in prayer by the Very Reverend Nicholas Bacalus, Dean of the Cathedral of Saints Constantine and Helen of the Greek Orthodox Cathedral, Richmond. Following the prayer, everyone will please remain standing and be led in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America by Senate Page Sean Hadley of Manassas.
May we bow our heads in prayer. Almighty and merciful Lord, we thank you for the privilege of serving this austere body to represent those who have elected us to the position which we are blessed to hold. Guide us in our deliberations, grant us wisdom, understanding, and the fortitude to stand up for what is right and not to succumb to partisan intransience. Help us to hear and understand the thoughts expressed by our colleagues and to be able to come to thoughtful solutions to the many challenges we face. Allow this to be done in a harmonious manner so we can set the example for others in elected and appointed positions. From our diversity, grant us unity and harmony so that we may best serve all Virginians. Bless the esteemed members of this Senate, their staff, the support staff throughout this building, and their families as they offer their time and talent for the continued progress and governance of our Commonwealth. For you are the one who bestows abundant blessings upon us, for which we express our thanksgiving and gratitude. Amen.
Amen. A pledge of allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Tara, I don't have a green sheet for who will be introducing the minister. Do we know? Call the roll. All those present, please vote aye. The clerk will close the roll.
You have a quorum, Madam President. Senate Journal for Monday, January 24, 2022.
The senator from James City, Senator Norman.
Good morning, Madam President. I respectfully move that pursuant to the special rules that the Senate of Virginia adopted, that the rules of the Senate be suspended to allow anyone who is experiencing COVID-related issues will be able to participate remotely.
The question is, shall the rules be suspended to allow a senator affected by COVID to participate remotely and electronically for the day? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Do any senators desire to change their vote? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 37, no 0.
Ayes 37, no 0. The motion passes.
Senate Journal for Monday, January 24, 2022.
The senior senator from Richmond City, Senator McClellan, moves that the reading of the journal be waived. All in favor of waiving the reading of the journal will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their vote?
Senator Obenshain, how do you vote?
Senator Shane votes aye.
Thank you.
The clerk will close the vote.
Ayes 35, noes 4.
Ayes 35, noes 4. The reading of the journal is waived. The clerk will report any communications from the House of Delegates.
Madam President, I move that we waive the reading of communications from the House of Delegates.
The question is, shall the reading of the communication be waived? All in favor of waiving the reading of the communication from the House of Delegates will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their vote?
Senator Obenshain, how do you vote?
Senator Obenshain votes aye.
The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 36, noes 3.
Ayes 36, noes 3. The reading of the communication is waived. The clerk will report any communications from the governor.
We do not have any, Madam President.
Now comes the time in the morning hour when we have the honor of welcoming our distinguished guests in the gallery. I will give my reminder that first we will announce you, and please stand, and then we will applause after we hear about your wonderful, wonderful activities for our great Commonwealth and elsewhere. The senior senator from Richmond City, Senator McClellan.
Thank you, Madam President. I rise for an introduction.
Senator has the floor.
Thank you and good morning.
Morning.
Today's invocation was given by the Very Reverend Nicholas Bacalus, Dean of the Cathedral of St. Constantine and Helen Greek Orthodox Cathedral here in Richmond, where he has served since 1996. And I ask that you give him a warm Senate welcome.
Good morning again, Reverend. We thank you for coming and thank you for your prayer. Thank you for all the people that you help in our great Commonwealth, and we know that they are legion. But thank you for not giving up and giving them hope. Please join me in welcoming our Very Reverend Nicholas Bacalus. The senator from James City, Senator Normand.
Thank you, Madam President. I rise for purposes of an introduction.
The senator has the floor.
Madam President, ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, I think sometimes that we believe that we are the great creators of some of the most progressive legislation that has come in the Commonwealth of Virginia, and we forget that all too frequently some very wonderful ideas about legislation do emerge from the citizens we represent. In the gallery today is a lady who had brought to my attention what is now embodied in Senate Bill 78 on page 2 of the calendar, on the uncontested calendar, third reading. And she has been a persistent advocate of improving and broadening the scope of driver education in the Commonwealth of Virginia, and Senate Bill 78 does just that, as it requires, consistent with what has been done in Planning District 8 for many years, that a parent participate in the classroom portion of driver education. Unfortunately, the catalyst for this is one of the nightmares that any parent has, and that is, in fact, when they lose a child before they pass themselves. If you would please extend a very warm welcome to Tammy Guido, who has been a tireless advocate on behalf of Senate Bill 78.
Good morning to you again, and thank you for coming, and thank you for your tireless work in trying to ensure we have laws that protect us. And I'm so sorry for your loss, and as you know, we've joined the same club now. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Gigo. The senator from Bath, Senator Deeds.
Madam President, I rise for an introduction.
The senator has the floor.
Madam President, today board members, leadership, and staff from the electric cooperatives across the Commonwealth are in the Capitol. From Fairfax to Halifax, from Bath County to our Eastern Shore, electric cooperatives provide electricity to over 1.5 million Virginians. You know, the home on the farm where I grew up, my grandfather's house, was the first house fired up by rural electricity in Bath County. Cooperatives are not-for-profit utilities that are owned by those they serve. They're members, not investors. They're members. The board members and management are also local ratepayers, giving them a unique opportunity to understand the effects of their policies and an ability to respond to local priorities. This local control also enables our co-ops to be nimble and quick to respond to the wants and needs of their members. Madam President, cooperatives continue to lead the way on bringing middle mile and last mile broadband to our rural communities. Cooperatives also lead the way on increasing access to clean, renewable energy. They had Virginia's first community solar program, and today a majority of cooperatives offer their customers access to community solar. Representatives from co-ops from across the Commonwealth are in the gallery today, Madam President. Our co-ops are the founders and pillars of rural communities across Virginia, and I would ask you to lead the body in a warm welcome for them.
Please rise. Good morning to all of you. I myself am a member of one of our co-ops, and thank you so very much for providing electricity that we need and doing it so very well, especially during the storms. Thank you. We know that you fret quite a bit. Please, Senators, join me in welcoming them to the Senate. The senator from northwestern Fairfax, Senator Boysko.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I rise for an introduction.
Good morning. The senator has the floor.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen of the Senate and Madam Chair, today I would like to introduce you to my constituent, Eric Oakes, and his niece, Courtney White. They are here because they also have undergone a real tragedy in their life, losing Eric's son Adam in a hazing incident about a year ago. And I've been working with them for the better part of 6 months to pass legislation so that this never happens to any other child. They have been so diligent in using their pain and their horrible experience to try to save other people, and I ask that you and our colleagues give them a warm Senate welcome. Thank you so much.
Will you please rise? Good morning to you. It appears that so many of us have had children go on before us. It's not supposed to happen. It's not the way we expect life to be. But it is the way of the world, unfortunately. So we are sorry for your loss, and we thank you for wanting to make our Commonwealth a better place for our other children who are remaining. Senators, please join us in welcoming these parents to our Senate. Is there any other senator who wishes to be recognized? The senator from Southern Fairfax County, Senator Barker.
Thank you, Madam President. I rise for the purposes of an introduction.
The senator has the floor.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, we are joined in the gallery today by members of the Apartment and Office Building Association of Metropolitan Washington. AOBA is a nonprofit organization and state affiliate of the National Apartment Association and Building Owners and Managers Association International, and represents owners and managers of over 200,000 apartment units and approximately 68 million square feet of office space in Virginia. Nearly a million Virginians make their homes in apartments, and the industry generates an annual economic impact of $22.4 billion and 223,000 jobs in Virginia alone. Please join me in giving the members of the Apartment and Office Building Association a warm Senate welcome.
Good morning. Please rise if you are here. All right. Well, from wherever you are listening, we thank you for the provisions that you have made so that we have places to live, and for your contribution to the tax base in the Commonwealth, the jobs that you have provided. Thank you very much, and please receive the warm welcome of the Senate. Thank you. Does any other senator wish to be recognized? Seeing none, the clerk will call the calendar.
Senate calendar for Tuesday, January 25th, 2022. Uncontested calendar, Senate bills on third reading.
The senior senator from Fairfax, Senator Saslaw.
Madam President, I move that the Senate bills on third reading on the uncontested calendar, pages 1 through 10, that's Senate Bill 55 through SB 597, be placed on their final passage in a block. Any senator desiring to remove a bill from the block, please do so after the clerk has read the number of the bill.
The question is, shall the Senate bills on the uncontested calendar, third reading, pages 1 through 10, Senate Bills 55 through Senate Bills 597, be placed upon their final passage in the block, with the understanding that any senator desiring to remove a bill from the block do so after the clerk has read the number of the bill. All in favor of the motion will say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion is agreed to. The bills are before us in the block. The clerk will read the number of the bills.
Senate Bill 55, Senate Bill 64, Senate Bill 78, Senate Bill 100, Senate Bill 106, Senate Bill 149, Senate Bill 150, Senate Bill 154, Senate Bill 183, Senate Bill 193, Senate Bill 207, Senate Bill 258, Senate Bill 291, Senate Bill 308, Senate Bill 317, Senate Bill 369, Senate Bill 409, Senate Bill 421, Senate Bill 444, Senate Bill 479, Senate Bill 533, Senate Bill 597,
The question is, shall the bills in the block pass? All in favor of the passage of the bills will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their vote?
Senator Obenshain, how do you vote?
The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 40, noes 0.
Ayes 40, noes 0. The bills in the block pass. The senior senator from Fairfax, Senator Saslaw. Sorry about that, sir. We don't have a block to pass. We're just going to do them individually.
Regular calendar, Senate bills on third reading. Senate Bill 68. Provisional teacher licensure. Teachers licensed or certified to teach outside of the United States.
The senator from Arlington, Senator Favola.
Thank you, Madam President, and good morning.
Good morning.
I move that Senate Bill 68 pass, and speaking to that motion.
Senator has the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. What this bill does is it allows our school systems to hire individuals who are licensed or certified by an entity outside of the United States to teach under a provisional license for 3 years. The Department of Education actually would review the application under the provisional license. But this is intended to help our school systems fill staffing shortages in our public schools. And in fact, many school systems are hiring teachers who are certified out of the country right now. So I hope the body sees the need for this bill and will vote to approve it or pass it. Thank you.
The question is, shall the bill pass? Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Does any senator desire to change their vote?
Senator Obenshain, how do you vote? Thank you.
The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 40, no 0.
Ayes 40, no 0. Senate Bill 68 passes.
Senate Bill 102, arrest warrant, criminal acts committed during a close pursuit.
The senator from Augusta, Senator Hanger.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that Senate Bill 102 pass and would like to speak to that.
The senator has the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Senate Bill 102 deals with a section dealing with close pursuit. Current provisions of the law allow an arresting officer to get a warrant in another locality if the chase goes into a different locality. But there appears to be a loophole that had been experienced by one of my sheriffs where if an additional offense is created in the neighboring jurisdiction, there was no mechanism to obtain a warrant. This cures it and simply says that they can secure a warrant then in that locality for any additional criminal offense committed during the chase. So I hope it will be the pleasure of the Senate to pass the bill.
The question is, shall Senate Bill 102 pass? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Does any senator desire to change their vote?
Senator Obenshain, how do you vote?
The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 40, no 0.
Ayes 40, no 0. The bill passes.
Senate Bill 121.
The gentleman from Tazewell, Senator Hackworth.
Madam President, I move that Senate Bill...
Wait, 1 second, Senator.
I'm sorry.
1 second.
Is it frozen?
The Senate will be at ease. The voting board has frozen. We will fix that momentarily. Board is back, Madam Clerk? It does not. All right. All right.
So do you want to call on the senator from...
The chair recognizes the gentlewoman from Portsmouth, Senator Lucas.
Thank you, Madam President. Madam President, this morning in Senate Finance, the committee got an opportunity to hear from Secretary of Finance Designee Cummings about the financial health of our Commonwealth, as well as to ask questions about the vision of his role in this administration. And frankly, Madam President, I was a little surprised when I heard the topics of conversation centered around kitchen table issues. Well, I can tell you the biggest kitchen table issue parents are facing across the Commonwealth is that of education. So naturally, several of my colleagues and I were interested to hear how the Secretary planned on carrying out the governor's intent to withhold state funding from public schools that do not comply with his illegal executive order. Defunding public schools would have catastrophic effects on school divisions across Virginia. But unfortunately, Secretary Cummings didn't provide any reassurance that this was not the governor's intent, and instead made it crystal clear that our incoming Secretary of Finance is so, in his own words, outside his swim lane, that he couldn't even answer the simplest of questions about his boss's commitment to defunding our schools. I'm troubled by the Secretary's administration, and that our governor would make a threat as big as defunding our public schools and not even include him in his financial secretary in his intentions. Virginians don't have time for an administration to govern with training wheels. Real lives are impacted by these incompetencies, and I hope we see a marked improvement in the coming days from this administration. Thank you, Madam President.
I thank the senator. Does any other senator wish to be recognized? The junior senator from Chesterfield, Senator Chase.
Thank you, Madam President. I rise for a point of a personal privilege.
Senator has the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. You know, I am so thankful that elections have consequences. And I am very thankful that the people saw fit to elect a governor that respects the rights of the people. And the people this year overwhelmingly voted in support of allowing parents to have input into their child's education. Madam President, the people have spoken. They are tired of the draconian leadership that has been in operation in this Capitol for 8 years, and they have spoken clearly. Parents want the option to choose whether or not their child wears a mask to school. And Madam President, I respect the parents and that decision, and I respect this governor who doesn't kowtow to special interest groups and doesn't kowtow to teachers' unions. They are listening. This governor is listening to the will of the people and the parents. Thank you, Madam President.
Madam President. Peterson.
Couldn't remember where you were from. The
Fairfax
senator
City.
from Fairfax City.
I rise for a basketball announcement.
The senator has the floor.
Madam President, ladies and gentlemen of the body, I know you've all been sitting on pins and needles trying to know what our basketball schedule is. I want to thank my colleague, the senator from Roanoke County. We don't have practice tonight. I'm hoping to get a practice this week. We will be back at the VCU gym on Tuesday. I will be circulating a exercise and workout plan, and I want you all to be busy. And we will have some chalk talk strategy sessions, and so I'm looking forward to getting the team back together. Thank you, Madam President.
For what purpose does the senator rise?
Point of personal privilege.
The senator has the floor.
I would pose the rhetorical question to my friend from Fairfax City as the general manager of the Senate basketball team, is that his roster is aging, severely aging. He's had no new draft picks, and I wonder what the plan is this year to overcome what we are to face in the House of Delegates, who are constantly providing themselves with new talent.
Madam President.
Senator from Fairfax City.
I rise to respond to the question. I just say, Madam President, I'm looking forward to you joining our team. I know your shot from the three-point line, I think, will be an invaluable asset, and I look forward to having you on our squad. Thank you.
Does any other senator wish to be recognized? The senior senator. The clerk will read the announcements.
Today, Tuesday, January 25th, the Committee on Privileges and Elections will meet 15 minutes after adjournment in Senate Room 3 in the Capitol. The Committee on Agriculture, Conservation, and Natural Resources will meet 1/2 hour after adjournment, Senate Room A, Pocahontas. The Finance and Appropriations Subcommittee on Higher Education will meet at 3:30 p.m., Subcommittee Room 1, 5th floor, Pocahontas. Senators Locke, Howell, Saslaw, Norman, Ruff, and Edwards. The Education and Health Subcommittee on Health will meet at 4 p.m., Subcommittee Room 2, 5th floor, Pocahontas. Senators Lewis, Saslaw, Barker, Donovan, and Suderline. The Northern Virginia delegation will meet at 5 p.m., Senate Leadership Conference Room, 6th floor, Pocahontas. The Virginia Legislative Black Caucus will meet at 5 p.m. in Subcommittee Room 30A on the 3rd floor, Pocahontas. Tomorrow, Wednesday, January 26th, the Finance and Appropriations Subcommittee on Public Safety will meet at 7:30 a.m., Senate Leadership Conference Room, 6th floor, Pocahontas. Senators Lucas, Norman, Ruff, Edwards, Peterson, Marsden, and Eben. The Women's Legislative Roundtable will meet at 8:30 a.m., the Tidewater Room, 4th floor, SunTrust Center. The Committee on Finance and Appropriations will meet at 8 a.m., Committee Room B, Pocahontas. Democratic Caucus will meet at 11 a.m. in Senate Room 1 in the Capitol. The Republican Caucus will meet at 11:30 a.m. in Senate Room 2 in the Capitol.
The senator from Portsmouth, Senator Lucas.
Thank you, Madam President. Madam President, I move that the Senate do now adjourn until 12 noon tomorrow.
The question is, shall the Senate adjourn until noon, 12 o'clock tomorrow? All in favor of the motion will say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no.
Senate Finance and Appropriations is at 9 o'clock, not 8 o'clock. You get to sleep another hour.
And Senator
Unless you want to go running with Senator Saslaw.
And Senator Obenshain? How does he vote? Is he still there? The ayes have it. The motion is agreed to. The Senate stands adjourned until 12 o'clock noon tomorrow.